A congressional hearing will begin this morning in response to a CBS News investigation. In December, we showed how a costly new cure for hepatitis C isn't making it to most of the 200,000 U.S. veterans infected with the disease, many as a result of their service. Congress has given $2.7 billion taxpayer dollars to treat veterans with hepatitis C, but only 15% have been treated with the drug. It's a drug that might not exist without government funding. Chip Reid is on Capitol Hill. Chip, good morning.
Well, good morning. The drug at the center of today's hearing has been called a miracle drug. It actually cures hepatitis C. The problem is it's so wildly expensive, the Department of Veterans Affairs can't afford to give it to all of the vets who so desperately need it.
Dr. Raymond Shinazi is in the business of curing diseases, and business is good. When his private company invented and sold a cure for hepatitis C to pharmaceutical company Gilead in 2012, he personally made over $400 million.
Today, there's Harvoni.
Sold as Harvoni or Sovaldi, one treatment costs up to $84,000. The Department of Veterans Affairs gets a 50% discount. Even so, it spent over $1 billion on the drugs last year alone. But as we first reported in December, the VA is also where Dr. Shinazi has worked since 1983.
I'm 7/8 government employee, so not full-time. What I do with my remaining time is up to me.
So you're only spending 1/8 of your time on your private companies?
Well, even less than that.
Even less?
Yes. I'm very efficient.
Has anybody ever questioned the arrangement that you have?
Nobody has ever questioned yet.
That is about to change.
I want to ask him how, other than saying that he was a very efficient worker, were you able to accomplish the things that you accomplished without doing part of it on VA time?
Later this morning, Jeff Miller, chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, will hold a hearing into why the VA can't afford the drugs its own doctors help invent. Dr. Shinazi was invited to testify, but told us he does not plan to attend.
Unfortunately, he's decided to retire before he appears, which again begs, did he want to be questioned by an oversight committee of Congress?
The VA approved Shinazi's arrangement and told us federal employees are allowed to invest in private companies, provided all conflict of interest rules are followed. But Miller wants to know if there was a conflict and why the drug costs $42,000 for veterans, but only $900 in dozens of developing countries.
It's a slap in the face to the veterans.
This woman did not want us to show her face. She's had hepatitis C since she served in the military in the 1980s.
It's murder to have something that will save so many lives and withhold it for that type of money.
She got the generic form of the drugs from India, but she was lucky. In most cases, it's illegal to import them.
We're not criminals. We're sick people who need a medication that we finally have available that costs entirely too much.
Congressman Miller says the VA spends about $2 billion a year on research, and when that research is successful, it's supposed to benefit veterans. He wants to look into whether that happened in this case. Nora?
All right, Chip, thank you, and we'll be watching that investigation very closely.